If you want the New York Rangers to lose tonight, so I got to shave off this brush, this mustache, this lip sweater, give this video a thumbs up. Tell me down in the comments your favorite nickname for a mustache. I had to get it out of the way. The basics, guys. Today I want to talk about the basics, fundamentals. My channel has been around now for over 4 years, and I've shown the entire evolution of when I started with $189,000 worth of consumer debt, and now just about 5 years later have a net worth of over $1 million. Not to flex, but to give some credibility to the statements I'm about to tell you, and just tell you that personal finance is not that difficult. Now, granted, the algorithm has turned me into an options channel, right? You probably came here because of the wheel strategy or something like that, or you're an OG and you've watched this whole evolution. But not many people know my true beliefs, and people have been asking me about the markets. The markets are in a downturn, and they look at me crooked when I tell them that, every single day I see red in the markets, I am fired up. I love this. And when you get a plan for money and you understand the basics of personal finance, you'll realize why you will love days like today, yesterday, the last month. It's fantastic. So even if you're investing, trading, millionaire status right now, I think you'd agree. Every once in a while, it's good to come back to center, focus on the basics, the fundamentals, and what we're doing and how we got to where we are, right? It's so easy to look at now and forget the last 5 years. And it's very, very easy to look at somebody's 5th year and compare it to your 1st year. So I just want to tell you and completely sympathize with the people that are deep in debt and trying to get themselves out. The people that are older, I'm 40 years old. There's people that are starting right now. I started when I was 35 on this journey. I just want to show you that it's going to be okay, and you don't need to overthink things, because when I was first figuring out personal finance, I got all over the internet. I started micromanaging things. I made my life absolutely crazy, and the journey was awful. It was terrible. And I wish I could go back, take the blinders off, live life a little bit better, and understand that these things that I was debating in my mind were really, really simple things that I didn't even need to think about, and all I needed to do was try and get wealthy slow. And that's the hardest thing. The best thing, if you're a little bit older, you probably have a little bit more patience and you can get rich slow. And I don't mean 20, 40 years. I mean 7, 10 years. You could completely turn things upside down, right? Like I said, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I was $189,000 in debt. I had a negative net worth of, I think, minus $49,000, and now have a net worth of over $1 million. And I have not done anything crazy. Everybody that's been here since the early days of Baby Steps Brad know that I am not special. I'm a regular old school teacher, but I followed the fundamentals and the basics of personal finance along the entire way. Now let's get rid of half the people watching this video and talk about rule number 1, the cliche. Guys, you got to pay off your consumer debt. You have to. You have to pay off your consumer debt. Now, full disclosure, I truly believe that there is good debt and bad debt. I truly believe that there is debt that can make you money, especially at low interest like we've just seen. But that very, very rarely happens with consumer debts. Things like credit card debts, car payments, student loans, which student loans haven't even had interest, so you should be just knocking the shit out of your student loans. These things are detrimental to your personal... You cannot talk to anybody that's doing well with money that would not agree that you need to pay off your consumer debt first. 2 years ago, when I told people I was going to freeze my investments to pay off my debts, I was called every imbecile, jabroni, weirdo, you name it. I was called every name under the book, but I did the math, and it's very, very simple. When you are paying other people and not yourself, that will hurt you more than investing will. Now, granted, in the last couple of years when the market is skyrocketing, right, it's really hard to believe that and very easy to debate it. But right now, if a year and a half ago you decided to freeze your investments and pay off debt, the markets right now are at the same exact spot they were about a year and a half ago. So you'd have no debt and you'd be investing the same dollar amount as somebody that started a year and a half ago. And if that person wouldn't have froze their investing, they would have dollar cost average up to all-time highs. Right now, they'd be getting smacked. Their investment portfolio would probably be down, okay? And they would still have that debt. Probably most of that debt, depending on what their interest is, right? You don't want to pay off your mortgage? Fine. Okay, you want to take money to invest in a small business? Fine. You have real estate properties and you want to leverage mortgages? go for it. But you really need to pay off your debts. Really, when I have conversations with people, if they refuse to focus on debt first and they want to jump right into investing, that's not really a conversation I can have with people. It's really not, because mathematically, it does not make any sense. You've heard it. Just do it. Pay off your debts. If it takes a year, it takes a year. If it takes 2 years, it takes 2 years. If it takes 3 years, okay, it's going to take 3 years. Just get it done. Because 3 years from now, when you get your debt done, your net worth is going to go like this. It is going to hockey stick. I promise. Ask people other than me, when they paid off their debt, what happened to their net worth? It hockey sticks. Simple as that. So, if you are starting, pay off your consumer debt. Simple as that. Then you can move on to fundamental basic step number 2. Oh. Hey, what's up? Hi, it's Brad. Brad from the future. I'm editing. I just realized that I should add something to that. If you have a Roth IRA, probably put money in there if you have some debt. I wouldn't be opposed to that. If you have a company match at work and you're getting a company match, it's free money. Hard for me to tell you to pass up free money. So let's put some caveats, some asterisks there. If you ever have consumer debt and you want to contribute $6,000 or something to your Roth IRA and you want to get that company match, definitely not going to call you a donkey. You should probably take advantage of that stuff. That's like free money, and the Roth is the greatest thing really ever. It's the best investment vehicle there is, in my opinion. We're going to talk about that in 1 second, but pay off your debts. If you want to sprinkle a little bit inside your Roth and get that company match. All right, back to the video. Okay, so now you're debt free. Life is wonderful. And getting out of debt was probably pretty terrible, right? Maybe you had to make some sacrifices. You know, maybe you didn't eat out as much. Still go out and eat out if you want. Maybe you cut down your Starbucks. Please get Starbucks every once in a while if it makes you happy. You know, like it doesn't have to be all or nothing, scorched earth, beans, rice, you know. If you have some money in the bank and you have stable income, maybe you used all that, knock it out. But now we are debt free. You are ready to see that hockey stick, that money just, the net worth just, oh my God. So what do we do first, okay? Probably going to make a video soon about like how to invest, because once again, I forget how confusing this was way back then, but we're going to start to think about investing. I used to think that getting out of debt was like the goal, right? That was the finish line of personal finance. And it turns out being debt free is almost harder than being in debt. When you have debt, you got one job: get the fuck out of debt. It's simple as that. Like, get out of debt. That's it. One goal: get out of debt any means possible. But now, when you start to invest, there are so many different ways to invest. How do you invest? Should we attack the mortgage? Should we invest in stocks, cryptos, ETFs, retirement accounts, Roth IRA? Like, what should we do? Don't drive yourself crazy, guys. Remember, you can change things. Nothing is set in stone. So just start once again with the basics. Start with your 401k. Start with your 403b. Depending on which one you have, start to put some money in there. I suggest a simple, basic, total stock market index fund. Guys, over 90% of my net worth is in total stock market ETFs, with the exception of my 457 with the New York State Deferred Compensation. They don't offer a total stock market, so I have an S&P 500 total stock market, S&P 500 index fund. Does not matter. Over 90%. I ain't lying. Over 90% is in VTI or VOO. It's really as simple as that, and that's where you can start. If maybe you're young, you don't have a 401k, a 403b, a 457, the first thing that I would really think to do is open a Roth IRA. If you have earned income, which is the only rule, you don't have to be 18. The only thing, my 4-year-old daughter, my 2-year-old son have Roth IRAs. All you need is earned income that you can get, then pay taxes on. As long as you have that, you can contribute into your Roth IRA as much earned income as you can. Right now, as the recording of this video, $6,000. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it grows tax-free. Google the Roth IRA, I beg you. It is the best investment vehicle right now that we have. And probably one day it'll be taken away from us and we won't have it anymore. So get the money in before government really finds out how good it really is. I've done videos about my Roth, guys. You could find them here. They're all VTI or VTSAX. It's really as simple as that. Just start with retirement first. Let's start to build that. Put as much in you can. Like, granted, the Roth IRA is only $6,000 and your retirement's probably somewhere around $19,500. Every quarter, raise your 401k. You don't have to max it out right now. Throw $100 a paycheck in, then throw 150, then throw 300. You learn how to live, especially if you're getting raises. I haven't gotten a raise in like 10 years because every single time I got a raise, I just bumped my contributions into my retirement account and I just learned to live on exactly what my pay was. You max the Roth out, you max the 403b, 401k, whatever out, or you don't have those. Guys, open a brokerage account and invest some money in there. The key is regular investments, guys. Automated investments. You can use whatever platform you want. You guys know I love M1 Finance. Just set it and forget it. I've dabbled in all of the other ones. Vanguard. I am a Vanguard fanboy. I know their user interface sucks. I get it. Choose whichever one you feel comfortable with. I think it's more important to set every single week, every single month, whatever it is. I like every single week. Throw money in. It doesn't matter how much it is. Pay yourself first. Pay yourself $10 a week if you must. And then every month, try and raise it up a little bit. Automatic investments are the greatest thing ever, especially when you don't even realize they're happening anymore. And this can be just done in a taxable brokerage account. Like I said, my money is going into index funds. I don't care what else you want. You guys know that I have a dividend portfolio. That is part of the 10% of my money that I just YOLO out there. That's what I'm wheeling with. That's what I'm day trading options with. My dividend portfolio. I pulled everything out of crypto recently. I need to make a video about that. I don't care what you do with 10% of your money. Have that nice, strong, simple foundation. If you must invest in stocks, if you must, go for it. Pick blue chip companies that you understand. If somebody asks you what's in your portfolio, you shouldn't need to take your phone out and look it up, right? You should just be able to be like, oh, I got Apple, I got Microsoft, and I got Pepsi. And furthermore, if I say, how does Pepsi make its money? You should be able to say, well, they sell soft drinks and a load of other snacks. Oh, I invest in Apple. I should be able to say to you, how does Apple make its money? Well, they have computers and they have digital products and they have all these other streaming services. You should be investing in companies that you know what they're doing. Simple as that. I'm not a real big stock guy. People think it's crazy. I don't invest in individual stocks outside my dividend portfolio. And if you've seen that video, they're the most boring, blue chip, everyday companies that you've ever seen in your entire life. Then, when you have 25 times your yearly expenses invested in the stock market, you probably don't have to go to work anymore. Doesn't matter how old you are. Retirement is not an age. It's an amount of money. Figure out how much money you spend every single month. Multiply it by 12. Multiply that by 25. If you have that in VTI, you probably don't have to ever go to work again. Simple as that, guys. Personal finance is not hard. Pay off your consumer debt. Invest in your retirement in simple, broad-based index funds. Have some fun with 10% of your money, regardless of what it is. Maybe you like to travel. I don't travel. I like to spend 10% of my money day trading. It's fun. I could lose it. Whatever. Entertainment purposes. Do that. Enjoy it. Have fun. You're supposed to be having fun. You're debt-free and you're investing money every single week. Okay? Then, every once in a while, calculate your net worth. Look at your monthly living expenses. Multiply it by 12. Multiply it by 25. And see how close you are to being able to retire, or what we like to call here on YouTube, financially independent. Guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, or you learned something, or you got back to refocusing, I guess. That's it. I hope that you just understand that I am not just like a YOLO options day trader. I'm a 40-year-old with a mustache that really loves index funds. Simple as that, guys. I'll catch you on the next video. Enjoy your weekend. And it's a Wednesday. Enjoy your weekend.